I spent 3 years getting into the UN, so you don't have to. I'm Rajiv Bera and I want to tell you something very important in this video. I spent 3 years learning the code how I can break UN as a web developer. I started my career as a C teacher. I was teaching C in a small computer center. But later on, I cracked interviews of UN, NHS, and many other big companies like IBM and many fintech companies. And now I have 15 years of experience and I'm here to help you. In this video, I will show you exactly how to stand out in a crowded job market. You don't need any fancy degree or any fancy certification. Fix a tiny mistakes which killing your resume and master's interview like it's a normal talk. If you already know how to code but you're feeling stuck like you're not getting interviews or offers, this is for you. Let's start with lesson number 1. Know exactly where and how your dream companies hire. When I started coding, I decided I wanted to apply for the UN jobs. But here's the problem. I had no idea where to find the jobs. I have no idea what the interview process looked like. I wasted a lot of time searching in the wrong places. You need to know where to go. For example, UN jobs were not advertised in local newspaper or on local job board. They had their own websites, they have their own job portal and their own hiring rules. Once I learned where to look and how their interview worked, things changed. This is why this should be your first step. Go research your top dream companies, find out where they post jobs and how they hire, so you can focus your effort in the right direction from the day one. Lesson number 2. Stop spamming resume. Think of your resume like a key. Not every key opens every door. You cannot use the same key for every single lock. But if you use the right key, only then you can open the right lock. I wasted so much time to understand this basic concept. Especially first 2 years of my career, I spamming the same resume to many companies, approximately all the companies. But it led me nowhere. I burned out. I am sharing this truth so you can avoid the same mistake. Next time, before you send your resume, read the job post carefully. Find the exact skills, exact tools they're asking, exact responsibility they're looking for, and then it will give you a chance to stand out. This is how you can give yourself the best chance. Lesson number 3. Soft skills matter just as much as your coding skills. When I started, I knew how to code, but I failed at many interviews because I could not speak their language. I could not explain what my code was doing in very simple words. For example, if they ask me what are POCO classes, what is a web server, what is a web service, I struggled to talk these basic questions. Then I worked on my communication and things changed. You need to talk in their language so they can understand. Build a problem-solving mindset so you can handle tricky challenge. Focus on teamwork so you can work smoothly with others. Even big names like Elon Musk says they look for people who ask smart questions and listen carefully because those are the people who spot problems early on and avoid costly mistakes. Lesson number 4 is all about using small wins to build big credibility. Think of your career like a ladder. You do not jump to the top one in one big leap. You climb one step at a time. For me, the first step was teaching C at a small computer center. It was not fancy, but it proved I could help others and I knew my stuff. After that, I kept pushing myself through continuous learning and I went to Masters in Computer Science program. And during that time, I decided to take part in national level coding challenges and I won national prize simply because I knew my stuff. Here is the key tip. Look at what you already know and ask, where can I apply this right now? For example, if you already know HTML, CSS and JavaScript, think about where you can use these skills today, right now, where you can build something small that solve a real problem and you can help someone else. This is where the real value begins. Lesson number 5 is lead code is not the magic key to stand out. I've never solved any LeetCode problem on their website. I'm not against LeetCode, but I personally believe there are many other better ways to sharpen your skill. Focus on building something that solves some real problem, even it's a small. When you talk to a hiring manager and share how you have built and what problem it's solving, they listen. That story matters much more than saying you solved 200 coding puzzles online. So next time you wonder if you could going more LeetCode, stop and ask, can I show how I apply my knowledge in the real world? Lesson 6. The real progress. Trying to apply to every job is like throwing spaghetti at the wall. Most of it will not stick and it just makes a mess. Instead of sending out hundreds of applications, I learned the real progress comes from applying to a few but relevant job and building relationship. Here is the trick. Reach out early to mentors, co-workers, or even people working at the companies you admire. Ask them for advice, not just a job. This builds trust and opens real doors. And here is a bonus. Here is your shortcut if you want to skip the slow, painful path. Think of job hunting like training for a race. You would not just jog in random direction every day. You would pick a goal, make a plan, train smart, and this is how you will win. First, choose 5 to 10 dream companies you truly care about, not just any job. Then study how they hire, check their websites and see what kind of roles are open. You can build just 1 or 2 small projects that matches the skill these companies want. This shows you understand their world. It's the same approach top athletes use. They study the exact event they want to win, not just stay fit. So your next step is simple. Pick your dream list today and take one small action this week. That focused energy will beat random effort every time. These tips should give you a serious boost as you work toward landing your next big opportunity. If you are focused on real results, do not miss what I covered in this video. It is all about mindset and how it pushes your chances even further. Keep going. You are closer than you think.